Guru Nation, welcome back to the clinicaltrialsguru.com. So, special little bonus video I'm doing today. I had an interview with Darshan Kulkarni on my podcast, Random Musings from the Clinical Trials Guru. As a matter of fact, this is one of the reasons why I'm doing the podcast. Not only is it a fantastic tool for promoting my company, myself, my brand, but I also get to interview people that I learn a lot from. Like today, you probably heard me talk about clinicaltrials.gov like a lot of times. And in fact, you can see it here. So, in the interview I did with Darshan Kulkarni, he told me about how to use the SEC, which is the Securities and Exchange Commission. He told me how to use the SEC equivalent of clinicaltrials.gov, which is Edgar. So you literally Google Edgar, and the first thing that comes up is sec.gov. And for those that don't know, I mean, I knew what the Securities and Exchange Commission was. I play around in the stock market a little. I've owned a lot of stocks. I don't do trading very much, but I do want to learn more about it. So I know about the SEC. The SEC is basically the FDA for uh, investors and companies that deal with investors, like publicly traded companies. So guess what? How does this relate to research? I never knew until today. So apparently, you can use sec.gov as a business development tool in conjunction with clinicaltrials.gov and with whatever your own CRM database is. So if you use HubSpot or Salesforce, whatever it is, it's another way to add to your database. I don't care if you're a research site looking to get more studies for your company. Obviously, that's very important. I don't care if you're a startup CRO looking to get new clients, so you're trying to reach out to drug companies and specifically biotechs and pharma companies. I don't care if you're a CRA or another job seeker or an independent consultant looking for an employer, a company to work for, a company to contract with if you're an independent contractor, or if you're a consultant, a company to consult for. Like pretty much everyone who watches these videos, you could be doing this for your business development. Okay, so sec.gov or just Google Edgar. And here's how you do it. As long as the company is publicly traded, and this, again, this is the Securities and Exchange Commission, so it's every single publicly traded company, not just pharma companies. So if you, just for example, look up Facebook, you see all of Facebook's filings. For our purposes, I mean, if you're curious, you can do that. These are all public records, just like clinicaltrials.gov is. But for our purposes, to get more studies, to get more business, to get job opportunities, you use it in conjunction with clinicaltrials.gov, so long as the company that you're targeting is a publicly traded company. This will have value for you, which thankfully most of them are. So let's say I'm a research site and I'm looking to do a study. Matter of fact, our interview with Darshan was on pain. So let's just do pain. And I haven't rehearsed this at all, so you're actually watching me do this live. So I'm just doing this spontaneously. I see one here that says not yet recruiting. And I haven't even used the filters properly like I've showed you guys in my other video. Um, how to use clinicaltrials.gov to get business. So some of these might be academic studies, but let's go ahead and do the filter since we're here. Modify this search. And study type. No thanks. Study type. All studies. Recruitment only open. I only want adult and senior trials. All studies. And then I want location. I want United States. That's it. So United States. And I want phase 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I want industry sponsored trials. I don't want NIH studies. I'm not an academic institution. Okay, so let's do that. So I get this one. This is the first one, not yet recruiting. Okay, I don't even know what company this is. I click on it. I see that it's Insys Therapeutics. That's the name of the drug company. And they are doing a study for pain. They are looking for, it's a phase 3 study, and they're looking for 60 patients starting to enroll in June. So Now I take that company name, I go to SEC.gov, I search for it. Let's see if it comes up. It does come up. See, most of these are publicly traded companies. And so, Insys Therapeutics, I will click on it, and then I see all the documents that they filed. So, they had a filing date. Their last filing date was in 2008. So, this doesn't actually help me very much. It looks like they're no longer publicly traded. Oh, okay. So, I went back, and they were once on the public, looks like they were once publicly traded, and now they are again recently. And because these are the filing dates are April 2017, so it looks like they were publicly traded, then they went private, then they went public again. That shouldn't matter to you, but you may have to play around with it if you see that. Okay, so you click on, and this takes a lot of time. So if you have interns, this is perfect for your interns to do. You basically tell your interns, hey, I want you to search for pain or whatever indication you want on clinicaltrials.gov. You have them do the filter like I just showed. Okay, and then I want you to get 10 sponsor companies, 10 different ones. So here's another one. This one is Trevana. I want you to get 10 of these drug companies, and they need to be publicly traded. I want you to look through the reports. So let's look up Trevana right now. I want you to look up the reports on Edgar on SEC.com. And there's a lot of reports. You see, the most recent ones are best. So I would go back like just a couple months. Like start with the most recent. Okay, so just randomly clicking on this document, it has, let's see what this one is. Schedule 14A. So you read through here, and you see what they're up to, right? So on this one, board of directors and senior management, we're pleased to invite you to our annual meeting of the stock market. So you have the CEO contact now, and you can dig through these things and find information about these companies. So it just takes a lot of work. Like you gotta dig through all the legal mumbo jumbo and sort of get to where they're talking specifically about their clinical trials. Because remember, these are publicly traded companies, so the purposes of these reports are to inform their investors of what the company is up to. It's not to help you get a study or help you find a job. That's not the purpose of these reports. But if you dig deep and read between the lines, you're going to find valuable information. You may find out that they have another study coming up that's not on clinicaltrials.gov yet, and they're planning on doing it. So let's go back and see if we can find another similar report. Here's a 10K. 10K is I believe it's the quarterly report or the annual report. So here's the table of contents, business, risk factors, and then you just literally dig through all this. It's a whole bunch of pages. It's 105 pages. It's a lot of info, but you can find out where they're spending money. You can find out when they're planning their next trials. You can find out the results from their previous trials. You can find that on clinicaltrials.gov as well. You can find out if they're partnered with any big pharma. So here's one. Here's the overview of the business. Olinvo, which is looks like their drug. All right. We announced positive results from our phase 3 study. So that one, they're probably not looking for more sites. 400 patients have been treated as of February. Here's another one. We're developing TRV250, a G protein based for CNS indications. This is good for some of my sites. In the second quarter of 2017, we expect to commence a phase 1 study of TRV250 in the United Kingdom in healthy volunteers. So that will tell you that it's going to come to the United States afterwards. In addition to the above product candidates, they talk about their other ones that they have in the pipeline. So these haven't hit clinicaltrials.gov yet, and so you can jump ahead of the competition by doing this. Yeah, it's more work. Yeah, I just learned about it, so I don't know if it actually does work, but I can't imagine that it can't. I think you just need to have interns mine through this data and literally just search for 10 sponsors a week for a particular indication and dig through the reports and provide you with a summary of what they learned about each company, who to contact, and then you can, like this one, right? You can find the contact. So my he song, you can actually add them on LinkedIn. You can, in this case, you can actually email this person directly. This is with another company, Vivason. So let's see if we can find that one. Um, let's see if we can find that one and see what they're up to. And because on clinicaltrials.gov, they are currently recruiting. So let's see if they have how that study's going. Right? They typically tell investors how the trials are currently going. Like, are they behind on enrollment? Okay, looks like that one is not publicly traded, so you're not going to be able to find anything on them. But you just go down the list. So the bigger companies, like let's say we did something on Pfizer, uh, on Edgar, on SEC.gov. I mean, you're just gonna find so much information in their reports. They may not talk about all their trials in the pipeline like some of the smaller biotechs would, but they're going to talk about their pivotal trials. But what I'm looking for are biotechs that I can pull up their reports, their investor reports. As you can see, it does take a lot of time, but I mean, this just sounds like something we all need to be using in addition to clinicaltrials.gov. And especially if you have interns, and I think everyone needs to have interns. There's so many people that want to work in this industry that they will gladly do this for you. And if you're someone who wants to get in this industry, like as a CRA or as a study coordinator or as a consultant, whatever it is, you can do this too. You can look up these companies, see what they're working on, see where they might need help. Um, let's see this one, Mallinckrodt. Most sponsors are publicly traded. Okay, here's one. So this one's from 94 through 9. It tells you right here. So the most recent ones are on the bottom. This is from March of 2017. So they have a 8K. They have a SEC generated letter. So it tells you what they're spending on R&D. Tells you if they're profitable. Looks like they're losing money here. Whenever it's in parentheses, it's negative. Net loss. So a net loss, which is what you'd expect from a biotech because they typically have no way to monetize. Um, Now you look through, and I mean, this is like I've only done this. This live video is first time I've actually played around with this. So just like clinicaltrials.gov, when you first started using it, you'll get better at knowing where to look because they use the same structure for these reports, but the information's different because of course every company is different. So yeah, this is basically how you find um, information before it even hits clinicaltrials.gov, and I guarantee you your competition is not doing this. So if you have an intern and they intern for you 1 day a week, have them do this. I wouldn't have my coordinator do this unless it's very slow at the clinic. Then I would have the coordinator do this, or a site director, or whoever you put in charge. Or you do this yourself when you have time, and then just use it in conjunction with clinicaltrials.gov, and then use it with LinkedIn. So the contacts you get, you can then go to LinkedIn and add them, like Amy Crayer. She even put her phone number there. You can call and say, hey, I'm interested in learning more about you guys, see if you need more sites for this study. I noticed that you have this coming up. And again, you have to like look through these reports and you'll get better as you do more. But you can talk about like some of their upcoming projects, which you're not going to be able to find on clinicaltrials.gov. So yeah, that's what I would do, I'm going to start doing this myself, and I'm also going to have some of my employees do this, and I'm also going to have a dedicated team of interns do nothing but this. So we'll see how this helps biz dev, but I can't imagine it could hurt you. Um, it seems like it could help find new opportunities. So thanks for watching. Good luck. Let me know how this goes, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye bye.